I mean, since Ben Bernanke said to Ron Paul, when asked, is gold money? He said, no. And Ron Paul said, then why do central banks like you or yours hoard it? It's just tradition. An old family tradition. And from the look of the precious metals prices over the last 2 years now, ever since we hit $50, right? We just can't seem to get above that, around 30, 32, 33, back to 30, right? We're just struggling to get past that mark. Why would anybody want to invest in precious metals? I mean, that's absurd, isn't it? I mean, it hasn't really moved that much. I mean, oh my gosh. And why is the CME Group sending out emails like this one? If precious metals shouldn't be looked at, it should be frowned upon and nonsense. Please join us for the first annual Precious Metals Dinner in New York. Building on our time-honored gold and platinum dinners, and in response to customer demand, we are now hosting a combined gala networking event each year. Mingle with representatives from all facets of the precious metals industry, including commercial entities, financial institutions, and a myriad of market participants. We look forward to having you join us in April. First ever annual Precious Metals Dinner. Interesting. Very interesting. So now it says they're going to now, again, we are now hosting a combined gala networking event each year. We are now going to start doing it every year. Would you put a forum together? You know, we're going to have a yearly thing. If you knew some kind of stock or something was going to plummet over the coming years, would you be gearing up to have these meetings with commercial entities, financial institutions, all aspects of life in regard to that particular stock or share, whatever it's about? Wouldn't that signify that they're gearing up for that to be the next big thing? We're going to have meetings right now. It's going to happen every year from now on. We're gearing up for something. We're preparing for something. You're certainly not going to have these meetings if the prices are going to be smashed and never to be seen again. Which is, again, interesting because I just read the COT report, and another, 25 million ounces or something ridiculous net shorts. The bankers, again, still going short in the COT report, showing that they're still going short. Of course they're going to go short. They will continue to go short until they can no longer go short. That is how they keep the precious metals prices down, because when they go short, it is just a piece of paper going short, backed by fiat currency in droves to keep pumping those pieces of paper out, to meet this demand in which the people who think they're getting this piece of paper actually own a piece of gold or silver, don't own anything but a piece of paper that's been sold 100 to 200 times to somebody else for that one thing of physical gold and silver, so to speak. Which in this case, a contract of silver would be 5,000 ounces of silver. But again, there's 200 of those 5,000 ounce contracts out there, and the problem is there's only one of them. And I don't mean there's only 200, I'm just saying for every 200 or so that are out there, there's only one thing of 5,000 ounces of silver, and there should be 200 of those 5,000 ounces of silver for each person. Which goes to show you that whatever the current price is today is absolutely beyond crazy, grossly undervalued. Because there is a fake supply, in other words, a fictitious book entry of amount of silver that's out there backing up all these paper claims. It's a piece of paper written, oh yeah, we've got this many tons of silver. No, actually, you have a piece of paper that is nothing more than a bet on the price of silver. And it's supposed to have a silver backing it. Same with gold, but silver is even far more suppressed than gold, as we already know. And that's why I don't think gold is 200 to 1. It might be 100 to 1, it might be 50 to 1 as far as the papers out there versus the real thing. But silver is at, they said at minimum is 100, and there's no way it's just 100 to 1. It's got to be over 200 to 1 easily. Again, when you see JP Morgan doubling the amount of money it took them to manipulate the market, which again 2 years ago was like $8 billion, and now that's doubled to 16 or 17 billion. 2 years later, what that tells me is they've had to double their effort, which means if they doubled their effort, yet the price is still the same, and the amount of silver that they claim to own, like with the COMEX and the LBMA, is basically around the same amount. They've doubled the paper to keep the price suppressed at a certain level, which right now is around $30. So, again, you can see if they have to keep doubling their money and doubling their money just to fight to keep the price down, we're going to hit a threshold where they can do that all they want and it won't matter, because the tiny, 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 tiny few who actually go to the COMEX and demand delivery will be more than enough to destroy their system. It'll reach that point eventually. And I'm not talking decades, we're talking maybe a few years at best, or at worst. This year at best. So, anyways, that's it. Take care.